Hi Cancer, welcome to October. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month we have a full moon in Aries on the 1st of October. And then we have a new moon in Libra on the 16th. And Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th. And it will be retrograde for the rest of the month until November 3rd. And then Pluto goes direct on the 4th. So let's see what, we'll get into that. This is going to be a difficult month, especially for the cardinal signs, which you are one of them. Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra. Because of the Mars square. Mars and Aries squaring Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter is bringing, it's really going to be intense this month. But if we get through October, things can only get better. The worst will be over. So let's see. What does Cancer need to know about love and relationships for the month of October? What does Cancer need to know about love and relationships for the month of October 2020? October 2020. The World. The Devil. The Four of Cups. The King of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. The Empress. The Ace of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. The Temperance card. And the Hermit. You have a lot of major arcana in this reading. So this is significant. Oh, and you have the Page of Cups as the bottom card. So, starting out with the World. The World card is about completion, successful completion. So something, things are coming together for you. You may be completing something. If you're in a relationship, it could be that you're completing it and you're taking it to the next level. Or some of you might be ending one relationship and then getting ready to move on. There could be successful work. The World is about finding your place in the world. Feeling that everything, you're doing work that you love. Everything is working out. The only thing that's crossing this is the Devil card. And that's a card of fear. For some people it could be addiction. You might be like obsessed with something or addicted to something, and that's interfering with your success. Something that you can't let go, something that has a hold on you, and that you need to release. It could be a fear. It could be a fear of relationship or commitment, afraid that your success is going to overwhelm you in some way. If it's a relationship, maybe you feel like you're losing yourself in this relationship, or you have a fear of losing yourself in a relationship. Or if it's a work issue, you might feel like, oh, I'm always working, I have no life. But you can't stop. Now you have the Four of Cups in the past, so you have been bored and not happy. Thinking, well, maybe I need to look and see what else is out there. So there could be a relationship issue where you're not really happy in a relationship, or even a career situation. And things are being offered to you, but you're not accepting them. It's like, I'm not really happy with my life, but I don't want what people are offering me. It's like you haven't gotten the right offer yet. And you're doing a lot of thinking. You have this King of Swords here. If this is a person in your life, it could be someone who's very hard to approach. Someone who seems unemotional. Seems more like logical or intellectual, then because Cancer is ruled by their emotions. Everything is about feelings, but not with this King of Swords. This King of Swords is very logical, like Spock, from Star Trek. They don't do anything unless it makes sense in a logical way. They're not ruled by their heart. So you may have had a hard time connecting with this person because you're coming from two different places. And maybe you've decided to let go at some point. Another way the King of Swords can work in this reading is that you're trying to separate what's real from, you're trying to make a decision and separate what's real from what's not real. What do I choose? What's really possible? And you're trying not to let your heart rule your head. You're trying to use logic to make decisions. Coming up in the future, you have this Five of Pentacles and then the Empress. The Five of Pentacles can sometimes be a card where you feel cut off from others, and you might be going through a depression or feeling lonely, maybe a little bit insecure, like you want to connect with someone, but you're not sure if you'll be accepted. The Empress is here, so this is a card of motherhood, family. You might be focusing on family, children, home. It's also a card of creativity and abundance. So I feel that there are things that are being offered to you or that will be offered to you, especially because you have the Ace of Pentacles here. This is a job offer, or it also represents financial support, a new beginning where you can actually manifest something. So if you've got something planned, it could be a creative project, it could be a relationship. The only thing that's holding you back is the feeling that you're not good enough or that you won't be accepted in a specific group. So it's like you're afraid to reach out and connect with someone because you're afraid of rejection. And it has to do with self-esteem issues, lack of confidence. But I'm telling you, if you reach out, you have the Empress here, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Temperance. There is something out there waiting for you. You just have to go after it. You have the Six of Cups here. This is in your environment. The Six of Cups is about healing from the past, and also reconnecting with people from the past. Especially, Mercury's going retrograde in October. Sometimes that can bring people back from the past when you try to, let's try again. So there could be a relationship that maybe didn't work out at one point, but now you're going to try again. You get a second chance. And you've learned a lot of lessons. You're not going to make the same mistakes that you made in the previous relationship. So this can bring some people from the past. It could also bring new people that have a sense you feel familiar. People that you feel a special connection as if you had known them. The Temperance card is in your wish fulfillment sector. This is about finding balance. Maybe you need work-life balance. Maybe you've been focused on your job and your career success and you're neglecting relationships. Or, either way, you have to find that balance. And if you're meeting someone, you could be meeting someone who is very different than you. And you may have to compromise and meet each other halfway and find that middle ground. And then you have the Hermit as the outcome. The Hermit is kind of a lonely card. I feel like that you're going to be taking time out to think. It's about following your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, but taking time out to meditate and think, like, what is right for me? It's like you're here, this is you in the past, sitting on the fence, saying, I know I'm not happy with my life, but I don't know what I want. I don't know what to choose. I'm afraid of making another mistake. I'm afraid of, reaching out and getting rejected. So you're going to take time out to think. The Hermit is also about reaching out to someone else for their guidance and their wisdom. Someone whose opinion you respect. You might be reaching out to someone in that way. But before you take action, as a Cancer, you're going to weigh a lot of the different variables. And really, it's a good idea to take time out and really think about what you want and what you need for happiness. What do you need in a relationship to be happy? What do you need in life to be happy? Where are your wounds? What is holding you back from claiming that happiness? You have this Devil here. That's a fear card. I feel like don't let fear hold you back from claiming this Ace of Pentacles and this Empress energy. Now this is a time card, this Ace of Pentacles. And the time card is December, January, February. So now October is really not a good time to start anything. But it's a good time to plan. And it's a good time to go back and redo. So if you're going back to something from the past, you can make it better the second time around. If you're going back and you're rethinking your strategy, you could come up with an even better strategy in terms of a love relationship. You could have a new start, but I don't think that you're going to see the results of anything that you're not going to really see progress until the end of the year. So don't lose hope. But this is a good time to work on those fears and work on what's holding you back. And with this Page of Cups that was hiding underneath the deck, you could get a message this month. Or if you're not getting a message, you may want to give a message. You may want to send, because this is a water sign. Cancer. Page of Cups wants to let someone know how they feel. Don't let fear hold you back from letting someone know how you feel. Because you have a chance for a new beginning or a second chance. I feel like it's a second chance. To do something better, to do something right this time. And to not be out in the cold, to come into the warmth and to get the nurturing that you deserve. So let's see what the stars say. So Cancer, this full moon in Aries is happening in your 10th house of career. And it's conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. And it's opposing the sun in the 4th house. So you have this work-life balance. You have, how do I balance my work and my need to achieve with what I need at home? And how do I deal with my wound? What is your wound? It's going to shine a light on on a wound, around career, around recognition, around status. And I think it might have to do with self-esteem. Now Uranus is in the 11th house, and it's in conjunct this moon, or the sun, I should say. So there could be some surprise developments around a friendship or the groups that you belong to, or even to, you're going to have a chance unexpectedly to achieve a goal or a dream that you've wanted for a long time. Venus is in your 2nd house, so that's going to bring financial abundance. That's bringing money in. And it's trining Mars in the 10th house. So you might be feeling more ambitious with Mars in the 10th house. You may feel like I need to change my status and how people see me. If there's a romance, it could even be through the work that you do. You could be connecting with someone. I mean, you've got a lot of planets going through your 7th house. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. And Mars is Mars is squaring all these planets in the 7th from the 10th house. So there is tension between relationships. My relationship and my career. My relationship and my status in the world. And the 7th house, it's not just romantic relationships or committed partnerships, it's also business partnerships. So you could be, there could be some tension around business partnerships and marital partnerships or committed partnerships. I feel that you might have to have more work-life balance. Maybe you've been focusing too much on career and getting ahead and not leaving enough time for home and family. Jupiter is in your 7th house, so if you're not involved with anyone, Jupiter gives you the chance to find a mate that's going to be very lucky for you. Someone who's financially secure, someone who's very optimistic, someone who is worldly. wants to have you explore different, you might even travel together. And Neptune's in your 9th house. It could be someone you could have a very romantic encounter with someone whose beliefs and culture are very different than you. And this relationship could expand your world in some way. Mercury is going to be retrograding through your 5th house. Mercury's in Scorpio. It's going to go from Scorpio back into Libra and then back into Scorpio. That could bring communication or a new relation, or reconnecting with someone. You could have a romance with someone from the past. It could also be a good time to revisit a creative project. So if you have something that you've put on the back burner because you've been too busy at work, now's the time to get it off the shelf and go back to it and finish it or do something with it. This full moon is shine a light on our wounds because it's connecting with Chiron. But this is good because even though you may feel the pain, like something may trigger some past pain, it may open up an old wound, but this is giving you the opportunity to heal it and to move beyond it so that you're freed from that influence. You're not, carrying this baggage. Then you have the new moon in your 4th house, the new moon in Libra. So there could be a new beginning at home. Maybe you're buying a new house, you're moving into a new house, you're fixing up a house. Maybe people are moving in, people are moving out. There's change around the home. You have an opportunity for a new beginning. The only conflict is Mars in the 10th house is opposing this new moon. So you might be busy with work and you can't enjoy this new beginning. You might have a lot of stuff going on. I feel like you're doing a lot at home, you're also doing a lot at work, and you're being torn. T-squaring this new moon opposed by Mars is Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your 7th house. So I think that relationships will win, especially at this new moon. You're going to have to sacrifice some of that career energy for this new partnership. And Venus is in your 3rd house. That means that's the house of communication. So I feel like it's probably, it could be either you could hear from someone that, like a friend or a relative that you haven't heard from in a while. And Venus is trine Pluto, so this is intense. If you're connecting with someone that you haven't seen in a while, it's going to be like very passionate. Maybe that's why the devil is here. You have this fear of the passion, or there's this strong desire, strong chemistry. Venus is trining Saturn. So this could be someone that you could, if you are ready to reach out, if you're not already in a relationship and you want to reach out to someone from the past, it could be really hot and heavy. And it could last. Saturn brings stability. This person is not a fly-by-night person. This is someone you could really build a commitment with. And Venus trine Jupiter, opportunity. Jupiter ramps things up. So just be careful not to spend too much money, because Venus-Jupiter contacts, you just throw caution to the wind. Yeah, blow it. Put it all on 7. Put it all on red. You're just in a good mood. Jupiter brings good energy. Makes you feel good. You feel optimistic. You feel positive. And so sometimes you think like, I can do no wrong. I can do anything. It's like blind optimism, and you just go flying right off that cliff. So you want to be careful you're not overspending because you're like caught up in this new romance or this new dream. Mercury's in your 5th house retrograding at this new moon. That's going to bring love. It's the potential to bring love or a romance, or maybe even a communication from a child, because the 5th house is children. So for some of you, I don't know if you're trying to have a family, you could have unexpected news because it's opposing Uranus. Uranus and Mercury bring surprise messages. So if you don't want to have children, you know what you need to do. But it can also bring a message that from someone from the past that it can lead to romance. Or it could also bring, Mercury is also ideas and creativity. In the 5th house opposing Uranus, you could get very inspired. You could be working on some creative project that's really, you're just loving every minute of it. You're getting all these unique ideas, these genius ideas, genius solutions. It's like inspiration is just flowing through you. So it's a good time to be creative, especially because Mercury's going retrograde. It's a good time to go back to something and, have a do-over. So if you haven't, let's say you put down a creative project and you haven't had time to work on it, it's good to go back to it. And you'll find that you have a lot of fun with it. So there's the potential for intense romance. But you have to you have 2 things. Overcoming your fear, because the feelings are going to be intense and strong. And learning how to find that work-life balance. Like, okay, I can't always be working. I can't always be focused on getting ahead. I have to leave time for fun. I have to leave time for family. Because your success is assured. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. So don't worry. Your job is going to be there. Your success is going to be there. Take time out for love this month, especially if you... And try to reach out. It's a good time for reaching out to people from the past. And maybe even healing some wounds from the past. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Cancer. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you want a private reading, click on the link in the description box. And I want to say, everyone, thank you for your support. Leave a comment if you feel that you resonated with this video. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the videos. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.